Alright, guys, we got some severe weather to talk about really quick, and let's get right into the forecast. Alright, so today is Monday. We have two slight risks of severe weather and a marginal risk over here near New York and Boston. We'll start off with the slight risks of severe weather. The one up here, which is the main concern, because we do have a 2% tornado risk that is in place. But again, the wind and hail is going to be your main threat. So this is the wind risk, which what is different between the wind risk and the hail risk, so that the wind risk extends down to here, and the hail risk just stays mainly up there. All right. Now over to this other slight risk, which there's no tornado risk. There's only a wind and a very very small hail risk, which only that 5%. The wind risk is a 15% chance. Now over to the New York situation. There is a 1 out of 5 margin risk of severe weather. The tornado risk is actually a 2% tornado risk. The wind risk is also a 5% tornado risk, and the hail is not there. So the main threat today is actually tornadoes and wind. It normally is hail and wind, but now it is tornadoes and wind, all right? Now going into Tuesday, this shifts over to the Carolinas, so I want to talk about this a little more because you guys know I'm focused on the Carolinas, but if there's other stuff happening, I will talk about that too. So for the Carolinas, there's no tornado risk. There's only a 5% wind risk, and there's no hail risk. So isolated wind is your only risk for the Charlotte area. Now over here in these two separate marginal risks, no tornado risk, wind risk, and a hail risk. So if you live in these areas, you only want to worry about a low wind risk and a low hail risk, all right? So now going into Wednesday, there's kind of just like low risks of severe weather like all day over the next 3 days. There's three different marginal risks, right? We only have the probabilistic out right now. Tomorrow we will have the tornado risk and stuff. I would just be looking out for isolated damaging winds and maybe an isolated tornado. But if you live in these areas, just have a way to receive alerts. If something pops up, that something pops up, right? You don't really know where it's going to pop up, but we're going to try and estimate that by going over to the models right now. So we were going to look at the, where would it be? Up here right now, okay? Actually, hold on, let me just span this out. Okay, so remember, there's a slight risk down here and a slight risk up here. So we're looking in those areas, right? So I'll zoom into this area real quick. As you see, these cells, we do have some supercell pockets that are producing, which this looks like a tornado track, but it's not quite a tornado track. It's just a cell track. Okay, so those will move across the area. Again, straight line damaging winds will be your main threat, but a QLCS tornado will be on the table, which means a tornado that develops along a line of storms. Now down here, again, it's even lower, like just damaging winds down here. I don't really see a tornado threat, but a tornado is on the table, but it is extremely low. Okay. Now for the Charlotte area on Tuesday morning, those storms start to pop up, but around lunchtime, they really start to get scattered around here. Okay. So you can see it's kind of just like they start in Charlotte, but then they just expand out. Right. Almost like a firework. Right. So looking at the tornado parameter values, which there's gonna be like none here. Yeah, see, there's like a little bit over here, but that's literally nothing. Lightning is nature's leading killers. We will have lightning in these supercellular storms. Also, these storms will be isolated, so downburst damaging winds will be your main threat. To the Cape, we will have Cape. There's plenty of fuel for a quick storm to pop up and produce damaging winds. Last thing we're going to look at, actually, this is the second to last thing we're going to look at. Precipitation totals. Up here in New York, which is what I'm about to show you guys, look how much rain we're having near New York. Like, look at this. Hold on, let me turn this on. Look, we're having almost 5 inches of rain in this population area, right? I mean, over near the Charlotte area, I mean, it's even higher right here with 6 inches of rain if that happens, which would be crazy. Again, back to the New York thing. There is severe weather that's going to happen here. Currently, we do have a mesoscale discussion for EF1 tornadoes and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So that will be on the table if you live in this area. Also, look at all the flash flood warnings we have. We have so many flash flood warnings. We don't have any flash flood emergencies right now, but we do have some considerable flash flood warnings down near New York City, which means flash flooding is ongoing and expected to worsen if more rain develops. Hold on, we'll switch to the latest radar scan. We do have storms that are going to go through this flooding area here soon. You can see how slow moving these storms are. So I'll keep you posted in my posts on my YouTube channel. Just go to my posts and you can see all the stuff that's happening live. Stay safe.